context of ADFIAP, our association, climate finance, we call it green financing, providing finance for projects that are environmentally friendly in general. The good news in Asia and the Pacific is that there are funds flowing to climate change or green financing. And not so good news is that it's not enough, and it will never be enough because of the huge demand for this change in environmental issues. But in the context of our association, we can look at, let's say, a few members in our association. So in India, the Small Industries Development Bank of India; in Sri Lanka, the FCC Bank; in Thailand, SME Development Bank. They cater for the small and medium enterprises, helping them finance energy efficiency and small renewable energy projects. And then you have the big development banks like China Development Bank, Japan Development Bank, Malaysia Development Bank of Philippines, that are catering to bigger projects like CDM projects, hydro, solar power, and other renewable energy projects. So it's kind of diverse, as I mentioned, but development banks, being policy instruments of government, is doing its bit in trying to finance green projects that will lead to hopefully green growth. As I mentioned, national development banks are policy instruments by government, but the demand for climate financing is huge, so they can only provide so much, and leveraging it with the private sector in terms of funding is being done by some of our members. For instance, in Malaysia, we have a member, the Credit Guarantee Corporation and the Malaysia Development Bank. They have the government provided them with funds, something like 2 billion Malaysian ringgit green technology fund scheme that provides financing for environmentally friendly projects, specifically for small and medium enterprise, because they see that green technology is an economic driver for the country. So there's potential to create new jobs, to come up with new small and medium enterprises, and that's where the other financial institutions like commercial banks are coming in to also co-finance some of these projects. In the case of mainstreaming climate change finance or green financing, I think it's still a big role of government has to play in this, especially in terms of providing enabling policies, some incentives perhaps, because green investments are long-term and perceived to be very risky. And so, as I said, there's supposed to be support by government in that area. So mainstreaming it would involve governments and agencies, as well as other institutions like national development banks, to really push this climate finance and green investments forward. In terms of, again, our member institutions, as I mentioned, they start in other projects, like small projects, like in the case of Thailand, they finance conversion of the tuk-tuk from diesel to natural gas, for example. But there are also kind of big projects like hydroelectric power plants, wind power, as well as like other renewables like biomass and solar. So there's a big range of financing that is available across our membership.